I'm Melvin Kleppe. I just graduated from Pecatonica High School, and today is June 2nd. I am at my graduation party, and it's a big milestone for me, moving on into the workforce and college in the fall. Everyone's here because they are celebrating with me all my great achievements throughout high school and elementary school, getting good grades, and but I couldn't do that probably without Mr. Carey, who was my elementary teacher in 6th grade. I really didn't care about my studies up until then, when he sat me down and talked about how much they were important in my life, because I couldn't move on if I didn't do my work. So he really sat me down and explained things to me, and because I didn't like school because I had a hard time learning the material, I just learned slower than other people in my class, and he really helped me get through the hard times and make sure I did my studies. And Miss Pipel was also like one of my aides in 6th grade, and she helped me a lot too with my homework and get my work done, because she knew that I was having a hard time. And throughout middle school and high school, I really excelled in my academics, and I just carried them out into high school, and I was on high honors a few times and honors. My parents, they flat out told me I could not do anything after school if I got my homework done and done right. So I couldn't just like, oh yeah, I did this, because they would not take that. I had to do my quality of work, and they made a point for me to do good work for my teachers so they weren't wasting my time. And I really like that now that I look back at it. I didn't like it at the time, but I couldn't play any sports after school with my friends. I really did not like my mom and dad for that, because all I wanted to do is go play sports. But now that I look back at it, they really did a good job at laying down the law that I had to do my work first. And even now, on the weekends, I hate putting things off on Friday nights to do them all Saturday or Sunday, because I know I have that time, and I just like to get my work done right away. And that's what they really pushed at me growing up. Peer pressure is hard to turn down, because they're your friends and you want them to keep being your friends, but then on the other hand, inside you know it's not the right thing to do if they want to go out and do something bad. But then if they're your friends, they'll understand why you don't want to. And then you have the friends that will not do bad things and just have a good time with other people. And that's what I really like to hang out with, like JJ, Feller, Massey, Harold, just all kinds of people. Like we did crazy stuff and we didn't get in trouble. So, and that's like the fun that you can have, where you don't have to do stupid stuff to have a good time and have memories. So they're my friends through life. So well, I guess I'm in, I think it was 8th grade. It's not so much I'm sorry for it, it's just everyone still remembers it, and I feel really stupid for doing it. Spanish class, I was like sitting like 3 rows back, and we all had like these really big long tables, and I really wasn't paying attention in class, and I was leaning back on my chair, and I grabbed the table to brace me, and I fell back, and that was just really embarrassing. Everyone still remembers that and wish they'd forget it. First, do not give into it. If you don't want to do something, don't do it, because it's not going to be worth it in the long run if it's really bad, if you don't want to do something. And you'll have other friends that will be there for you not giving in to peer pressure. So you always have the peers and the people that are giving you the peer pressure that you don't want to hang out with, and you have those other people, family and friends, that you can go to just to have a good time. Freshman and sophomore year I played football, and then all 4 years I played basketball and baseball. My favorite sport is baseball, just because like I always grew up since I was like this big playing catch with my grandma and out at the farm when my mom and dad were working, and she'd always like throw me ground balls and throw me pop-ups, and I'd go and dive and get all dirty, and she just always played catch with me. So just like growing up, I was always playing baseball, so I think that's why like I still like it so much. Jim Strumman was my baseball coach. He's a really good guy. He pushes you to get the best that you know he can get out. He won't ask you to do something that he don't think you can do. I played on varsity all 4 years for baseball, and he was there pushing me through everything. Like even through the good and bad times, he was there for me. Actually, my freshman year, we got his 400th win at Belleville, so that was a really big milestone in his life too, and also mine, because I just like remember that game so good. Like just knowing that if we get this win, he's gonna be like so happy, and he was taking pictures with his wife and just taking pictures with all kinds of people, and I don't know, just like having that feeling like he was there. It was really nice, like knowing that you was part of his like achievements. Like he's in the Hall of Fame for I think it's the high school coaches for Wisconsin, and I'm almost sure that for baseball too. And he's just like really good, and he's very competitive. Like even like when we do a light flight drill, he's like zoned in, just trying to hit it right back at the feeder. So, and that's always good. And my Uncle Scott has always been there for me too. For throughout baseball, he was helping me catching a lot, hitting. He also hit me a lot of ground balls. I can't say enough about him. He's just like always there for me. It's not even through baseball, like just in life. He's been a really big help. He's just really good about everything that I do, because I take a lot of pride in like what I can do and like just hard work. And he's been always there for me, like making sure I do something right. And if it's not getting the job done, he's there for helping me change something in my swing or throw. And he helped me 2 years, my junior and senior year of high school. So he in the varsity baseball, and he's just a really good guy. I will be going to Northland College, which is in Ashland, Wisconsin, in the fall. I am really excited to go up there because it's just a really neat area, and I went up there twice, and you can't see enough in a day. Like it's just so neat. I think what's really cool for the freshman orientation is all the freshmen have to go on a trip that's 5 or 21 days to get to know everybody. I want to major in sustainable community development, and that's like finding alternative energies, because I know that's like the future of the world. So like I want to get a head start on that and have a background so I can hopefully help the world go green. I noticed like when I was looking around, you can't find a college or a university that it's just unbelievable how much it costs to go to college and that you want an education, but you have to pay this much a year. I noticed like it goes up every year, so it's not getting any cheaper. And so like next 4 years, I'm just gonna have all kinds of debt. I'm just gonna have to keep paying it, and I'm actually kind of worried about it.
I'm Jim Strumman, head baseball coach at Pecatonica High School for Tanner Kleppe these past 4 years. Tanner was a 4-year starter for me on the baseball team as a freshman, on a conference championship team his freshman year, and he's been a very versatile player for us. Catcher was his main position, but he also played third base, outfield, even pitched some, played second base. So he's been someone I've coached spring baseball and also summer baseball, Babe Ruth. He's a great kid to work with, all right? Very coachable. Did anything this past season as a senior. He caught every game and every pitch from every pitcher that we played this year. So he had Tanner's not a big guy to begin with, and so he kind of got beat up a little bit when it came to catching games, taking foul tips, and but he did a great job for us. The highlight for his senior year, I know, was playing down at Miller Park in Milwaukee, and he had a great game down there, a great defensive game. He made some spectacular catches that I know that, as I always call them, forever moments that you're always going to live with. So any dirt on Tanner that I can give? None that I know of. Maybe some of his teammates or some other people could give you some dirt on Tanner, but for me, he was a great example and a role model for the younger players on our baseball team, so it was a privilege to have him. He was very hardworking, I know, both in the classroom and that carried over to the athletic field, whether it was basketball, football, or baseball. He was hardworking, and this next fall he's going off to Northland College in Ashland, and I know that'll be a new experience, a new challenge for him, but he's going to do a great job because he's going to carry those hard-working values that he's had these past 4 years of high school up to Northland when he starts there in the fall.
It was pretty easy helping Tanner. He was very open to what I always had to say to him. He worked hard at everything I told him, and he, not only once he became better at everything, he always wanted to learn more, and he was always willing, I guess, to go the extra step to become better. Baseball is kind of second fiddle. I'm more proud of the person Tanner is. No matter where I go, people comment about him, being a terrific catcher, but it's second fiddle to the person he is, and that's the part that I'm most proud of. And I can't wait for the second stage of his life of going up to Northland and seeing a lot of things, experiencing a lot of things, and just very, very excited. It's the same token when I wrapped his present this morning. I cried while I did it because not too many uncles have the privilege of saying their nephew is one of their best buddies, and that's true. I guess if there's a negative, as far as Tanner goes, it'd be more related to me. Unfortunately, we get talking back to baseball. I had a lot of lofty goals as a kid Tanner's age with looks that I got, but so maybe I can relive some of my youth through him because he excelled in school. And like I say, that's one of the proudest things that I am of him. Him being good in school, being a good baseball player, they worked hand in hand. Now he's going to be able to experience a lot of the things that I never have. And I can't wait to hear every one of those stories.
What do I think about him? 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 What do I think about him?
What do I think about him? What do I say about him? He's a good guy. Kind of a jokester. I don't really know what else to say about Tanner Kleppe. Want to bring some people into this?
I'm Carson Feller, and my experience with Tanner Kleppe as a friend is a very good experience. He's been a friend my entire life. I've grown up with him. We're not from the same town, but we're very good friends. We go to the same school, and we're really good buddies. And Tanner and I have known each other for as long as I can remember. We played on 3 sports: football, basketball, and baseball. And we know each other pretty good. We're always hanging out with each other. Tanner and I were always on each other for staying away from the bad things, and we were always influencing each other back and forth on just keeping away from the bad things, as in like parties and drinking, and we were always away from that, and we could influence others as in other teammates on teams to stay away from that kind of stuff. Tanner, between school and sports, was very good, and I know that he was a very good student in class. He always had very high grades, and he always put 100% on the field or the court playing sports, and he was back and forth a very good athlete and athlete student. I remember when me and Tanner were younger, I used to come over to his house and his mom would babysit us, and we were out back and we were just minding our own business, and this stranger was kind of following us in his car, and we were back by the woods, and we kind of got scared and we went away, and he kept following us, and then he kind of chased after us, and then Tanner's dad came out and yelled at him, and it was a memory that I have that was pretty funny growing up, and we always kind of mentioned it here and there through buddies and stuff, and it was pretty funny.
As long as this is good so I don't fall off.
Oh, you won't fall off. You'll probably get down and start doing push-ups again.
You think so?
Oh, I know.
I asked him today, didn't you shave? Look at that. Whiskers.
I just forgot. I was all busy. I had to go to my friend's party.
I got to pick on you, you know.
Yeah, I know. That was the first thing you said. Oh, you forget to shave?
That's okay, isn't it? You don't care if I pick on you.
Oh, no, I like it.
That's good.
Alright, so let's think of questions.
What's the worst thing I've ever done to you?
He's never done any worse thing to me. This guy is special, believe me. You are. All of your family.
Yeah.
And even your dad.
Oh, even my dad?
You know your dad. you know your dad used to drink a lot.
Yeah?
And when I heard he was going to buy that tavern, I came down here a whole day and talked to him. Now, Kevin, you going to buy the tavern? Yeah. Well, if you're going to buy it, I says, you're an alcoholic. I says, you drink too much. I haven't told too many people that. And I says, if you're going to make a go of that, you got to quit drinking. I says, were you ever in a tavern where there was a drunken bartender? Well, yeah. I says, that isn't very nice, is it? He says, no. I talked to him for about 3 hours, and believe me, I think I straightened him out, and he has made a good deal of it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. And you too.
Yeah.
And your little sister, she's a honey
gosh.
too. And your mom, of course.
Yup.
The whole family.
Yeah, they sure.
You got a good family, believe me.
Yep.
So you were born here?
Well, my older brother and sister were born in Switzerland, and I was born right after they come here in 1921, so that's 90 years ago. Last year on Thanksgiving Day, I was 90 years old.
Where do we have your party?
Where? At Kevin's.
Yup.
That was my 90th. birthday on Thanksgiving Day. And I was actually born on Thanksgiving Day. I didn't believe it till they got, you can get those books that'll tell you what, and it was in 1921 was Thanksgiving Day. And I was born here, but my older brother and sister were born in Switzerland, and I've been over there 5 times. I love it over there. It's a beautiful country. And I always, can I say something? I always say,
I don't want to say because I don't want to throw my voice there.
I always say that I'm related to half of Switzerland. Switzerland is only 2/3 of the size of Wisconsin. And I got 18 aunts and uncles out there. So you see why I say I'm related to half of Switzerland. And I've been over there 5 times and I just love it. It's a great country. Awesome. But you know what? I've traveled this country. This country is beautiful too. You go out west and I'm telling you, you can see, you better believe it. Yeah.
I like it out there.
Oh, I do too. Yeah. Otherwise, this guy, he's going to be a great guy too, believe me, I know it.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Yeah, you're okay, believe me. So, just, I don't know what else to say. I say that I'm proud of you and your whole family.
Thanks.
What do you got to say?
That you are a crazy man. When we had that party at your place last year, you went down on the floor and, I do this every morning. You're like doing all crazy stuff with your back. When you say, I go to chiropractor every morning, you jump down, almost hit your head on the table.
He's talking about me. I exercise like a half an hour every morning and I go through all this stuff, and that's what keeps you in shape.
It does you good.
It does. And yeah, I do these chiropractic things. I go my back. I went to a chiropractor because I had a bad shoulder and I thought I had got my shoulder out of joint. He went to adjust my back and he says, "You know what? Are you 90 years old?" And I says, "Yeah, why?" "I've never seen anybody your age, your back and go to shape as it is." No kidding, he did. He says, "There's nothing to adjust." I says, so I told him I treat myself every morning.
You take care of yourself.
He got a big kick out of
So
that.
you don't drink a lot of beer?
No, I don't. I had 2 beers today and I don't drink beer anymore, but I have something that's a little better than that. I generally, at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I have a brandy Manhattan every day. Brandy Manhattan, don't you know what it is? It's like 2 shots of brandy and 1 shot of sweet vermouth. It's very good. And I have my physical every year. The doctor says, "Do you still have your Manhattans?" And I says, "Yep." Well, he says, "Don't quit. You're in great shape."
So,
No, that's the truth.
yeah. So about beer, is that something that bothers me?
Well,
I don't know how much a person should take to really live long.
Well, for one reason why I don't drink beer, I got a gluten allergy, and beer is made out of wheat. But if I have a beer, I'll drink a Budweiser because that's made out of rice hops. But I just quit drinking beer.
So when you are drinking, no more like
No.
a branch at beer.
No, I
A
just...
branch at Billy.
I
think so.
If I drink it, it's brandy, yeah.
How many were you drinking when you used to drink, like in your 40s, 30s?
Oh, when I was young?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like a fish?
I drank a lot when I was young.
Like 10 beer
See, oh
in a
yeah,
night?
and oh, absolutely. I used to tend bar. See, I tended bar for 52 years, and I loved to make a mistake because then I had to drink them myself. See,
Yep. He's told that story plenty of times.
So
And that's
why
the
you
truth.
don't want the dad to go and run a tavern.
Right.
You are worried.
yeah. But it's you got to use your sense. Some people can drink, some people can't. I can go like that. My birthday party last year, I don't know how much I drink. Next morning they say I'd have a hangover. I never have a hangover. My brother was 4 years older than me. When I was young, we used to go out and drink a little. Next morning, I'd get up and go, and Walter would be just sicker than heck. And he used to get mad at me because I wasn't, nothing happened wrong with me. But Walter would be sick.
I think I'm Walter because the most I can drink is 4.
Yeah, well,
That's why I asked that.
some people it doesn't bother and some it does.
It bothers me because
Yeah.
I think I have a lot of feeling. It's like yesterday I drank 3 glasses.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No.
The most I drink is 4. My body.
Well, that's good. That's good. Then don't do it.
I want to drink more, but I can't. You get the point?
Yeah,
It's not that I'm in control or discipline.
Yeah.
It's because my body can't process.
Yeah. Well, it depends on your body, you know. How about you? You don't drink at all.
I haven't.
Good.
Don't start.
Don't start. That's what I told him.
It's hard to stop.
Yeah.
But cigarette is worse. If you must put something in you, it's better now you put beer.
Plus-
Cigarettes.
Plus, I used to smoke too. Oh man, I quit in 1963, so that's a long time ago. I used to smoke like it. I worked at Oscar Myers, and at that time when we were cutting meat, we could smoke cigarettes. So you had a cigarette going all the time.
Chopping beef.
I used to smoke 3 packs a day,
Oh, wow.
plus maybe a cigar or so. And then one of the guys that I worked with, there weren't filters in them days, see? So while we were working, you know, he burned his lips and he got cancer. And he was, the last time I seen him, he was swollen up right down to his shoulders. I said, Melvin, how did I think of his name? Did that really come from smoking cigarettes? He says, yes. He grabbed my cigarette package and twisted it up and threw it in the trash can, and you shouldn't be smoking. And that's when I quit smoking.
Compelling story.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I tell you, it's a funny thing. A lot of stories I could tell.
You could.
I could tendon bar. I could tell all kinds of stories of different things that happened in my life. You don't want to hear them, though.
That's good. I think we should find another occasion and do more for you. Because
I think you've done
if
it.
we keep going, you will take over this video and it should become yours now. It will no longer be the purpose to.
I know.
I've had a lot of stories I could tell.
Yeah, you could.
You don't want to hear like, Can You Believe It or Not by Ripley?
By Ripley?
Ripley, haven't you ever heard of Ripley? Well, in Branson they got a story, but I was going to tell you then, if you want to hear it. In 1934 or 5, we lived on the farm. We had 33 hogs for sale. They would only bring 1.5 cents a pound. And the landlord come down and told my dad, don't sell them to the stockyards, ship them directly to the stockyards in Chicago. Get 5 cents a pound. Well, my father couldn't even speak English yet, so he says, you set it up and we'll send them down there. Okay? Monday we took the 33 hogs and sent them on the railroad to send them to Chicago. About 2 weeks later, we got a letter in the mail from the Chicago stockyards. Sorry, the cost of the railroad and the demurrage was more than your hogs brought. Please send $10. Well, I don't know where my dad got the money for his half of the 5 and the landlord the other half, but they sent him the $10. Well, okay, I'm tending bar 50, about 80, close to about 80, 88 or 89. I'm tending bar at Montello, and they got all Chicago clientele. And later one night, I seen 2 guys there, and I says, I've never seen you before. Are you new here? Yeah, this is our first time up. Where you from, Chicago? Yeah. Retired? Yep. Where'd you retire from? The Chicago stockyards. You did? And they says, yeah, what's wrong with that? So I told them the story about the hogs and how it happened. They nudged each other, and they named 3 guys. They had a racket going. They were stealing the money from the farmers, billing them besides, but they got caught. That's how we got our job at the stockyards. They got thrown in jail, and that's how we got our jobs. And they said, you know what? This is about 55 years ago that happened. And can you imagine me just asking them what they were doing?
It's crazy how things work.
Yeah, isn't that something? That's really like once in a lifetime, something like that.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thanks too.
You too, buddy.
Should we go back up there?
And look at these guys too.